In my last video, I pointed out how I ended Christian Prince's career. He ran away from the debate, but wait a second. Maybe dozens of his followers have posted comments on my YouTube page saying he actually humiliated you. And you know what? They're right. They got a point. Let me explain. You see, we're both right. Christian Prince was exposed as a fraud for running away from the debate, but at the same time, he humiliated me. They're right. Okay, let me explain. There's no contradiction between the two. You see, whenever you subject yourself to a discussion where your opponent has full control over you, he can control when you can speak, he can control what you can speak, what you can say. He can mute you at any time, and he did so. And thus he's got this full godlike control over you. Now, and if he's ever confronted with an unpleasant fact, it's not a problem. He can immediately neutralize it because he's got control over the whole discussion. In such a discussion, yes, you can always humiliate your opponent. And he did. He tried to humiliate me. He tried to do everything. And in many respects, he did, for sure, for sure. But that's not a debate. So the Christians, who are following him are just looking at it from that perspective. He humiliated you, but they're forgetting, wait a second, this guy just put himself in a position where he has full control over the discussion. He can control what this guy can say. He can mute him whenever he says, and he can can control whatever the entire discussion. They forgot that part. So you see, both are true. And so the fraud of Christian Prince and all these Christians like Sam Shimon and other people like that, you see, this truly is an act of cowardice. It's a deception because this is nothing more than a bully session, which is being masqueraded as a debate. It's not a debate. You're just bullying the guy. You're just controlling that whenever he says, well, I think you control me, no. That's all you're doing. The whole time he literally had his finger on the keyboard, muting everything I said. And that's fine. Look, there's a distinct difference between having a debate and a bully session. So you see there, the Christians are deceived. They are misled people. They have been misled by this guy. And and I tell you also something else, show me around the world who would ever subject themselves to that. What Christians would ever put themselves in that position to be bullied, where the guy has complete control over what you can say, when you can say, and can mute you at any time? Who would subject themselves to that? Now you can say, well, Nadir, you're stupid for doing that. Well, no, there's some rhyme to the read. There is some legitimacy here. You see, I set out to prove a fact, and which has been proved, and now the Christians and everybody can see it, that when it comes to having an intelligent debate, that's where the Christians run away from, where you have equal time, got a moderator, neutral moderator, and you both intelligently present your case. This is where Christian Prince has been running from, and he is, and everybody saw, in fact, even the discussion I had with him, I said, listen, we can have this, quote, bully session. We can do this, no problem. But I told him, and I don't know if I was blocked, if he muted me or not, because he kept muting me. I said, listen, but you have to agree to a debate on this subject, on the Bible, the Quran, and modern science. You have to agree on that, and we can do this little thing. Everybody who watched that debate, did he agree? No, he did not. He did not. And for years now, I have been chasing this coward Christian Prince, this fraud, because he's a fraud because you see what he's doing. He presented himself as this Teflon Don who can take on all challengers, expose the Muslim apologists for what they are. But now one comes on his show, who really is a leader of the whole Quran and modern science initiative. And what do? Do you actually debate him? No, he bullied him. And so the great act of cowardice, as I pointed out in my last video, he would not allow me to call him on Skype, or was it Debate TV, which is like the Skype channel. He wouldn't allow that. He says, no, Nadir, you got to go through Pal Talk. Because through Pal Talk, now you can, gives you ability to bully your opponent by putting the mute button. So this is my point. His career is over. So let's look at some of these comments. Let's look at these really, I guess, lack of a better word, these deceived Christians. So here's my video. Christian Prince runs away from Nadir Ahmed. His career is over. That's true. He ran away from the debate and wanted to turn it into a bully session. Well, okay, we know you can bully people. We know that. But the question is, can you engage in intelligent debate? Islam is winning the debate on Quran and modern science. I just want to show some of that a little bit to you over here. These are some of the debates. So what's happening here is these so-called Christian lions, this is what they call them, so the lions of Christianity, as we'll soon see, they are hiding in their rat holes like Saddam Hussein, running away from the Bible, the Quran, and modern science debate. These are some of the debates which we've had on these. If you get a chance, please look at them. And they're really good. Islam is winning those debates. See, and I'll tell you something about myself. You see, it's very easy to bully me. I was actually at this one event, and it was an anti-Muslim lecture. And after the end of the lecture, some guy came up and started to debate me, very similar to like Christian Prince did. And there was a big crowd that gathered around me, and it turned into a yelling and shouting session. And one thing I'm going to let you know about me, in my life, I have never won a yelling session or a bully or a screaming session. I've never have. And I probably never will. And so when he started screaming at me, yelling at me, I just got quiet. And the big crowd was gathering around, and he kept bringing up these points. I just went like this, I wouldn't debate him, because you see, there's no way you can really even win in those type of discussions. And it's kind of foolish to engage in those type of discussions. And eventually it ended, but his girlfriend grabbed him by the arm and said, just leave him alone. So yeah, he humiliated me for sure. So anyways, do get a chance to, if you get a chance, look at some of these debates. Let's look at some of their comments, and these are some of the comments I've received from the Christian Prince fans. He says, look, I just watched the debate. He cooked you for sure. Again, where's the disagreement? He humiliated me. But that's not the same thing as engaging in intelligent debate. And I tell you something, whenever it comes to a shouting, screaming match, I always back away. He says, you refuse to answer him because you couldn't. Well, the truth of the matter is I did answer him, but I was on mute. And so when I realized I was on mute, I was like this, oh boy. See, let me tell you something. What's the point of even going forward? Let's say you start having, if you in a discussion where the guy has God control over you, there's really nothing he will never give you permission to score a point against him, because he has total control. So what's the point of even answering anything? So let's do this. Let's answer him with my comments over here. I stated, look, in spite of running away, Christian Prince can answer, Christian Prince can answer the challenge to debate the Bible, the Quran, and modern science in a fair, moderated debate. But he refuses, and they all acknowledge that. Therefore, he is a fraud, because he presented himself as someone who can take on all challengers. For those who support Christian Prince, your only recourse is to go back to him and confront him. Get him to commit to a date and time for a debate and return back to me. So let's go ahead and respond. Some common sense. So here you can see the Christians, they have been fooled by Christian Prince into thinking that a bully session is the same thing as a debate. No, it is not. There you go. We'll reply back to him. And so let's keep going on. And here we have some negative comments. Obviously, we're going to hide this person from the channel. It's just not the type of material which we're looking for intelligent discussion. Let's go ahead and hide him from the channel. CP is a lion of Christ. He's just, so once again, we're going to go ahead and hide it. Well, let's go ahead and respond back to him. Same thing. Get this great lion to debate if he's a real lion, you see, or if he's a coward. It's crazy how you say that Christians are always running from you. They decimated you for sure. Again, you see that they're confused between people trying to humiliate me at the microphone, shouting me down, screaming me down. I tell you, if I ever find myself in a situation like that, I do this. Look, I don't get into shouting matches or arguing and everyone's talking over each other. I don't do that. You can humiliate me if you like. So let's help this Christian out. Let's go ahead and and whenever I do this, by the way, they never actually respond back, you know. And so let's look for some more. And I guess those are all the comments. So for sure, as you can see, look, this is a debate we are leading. Islam is winning and we're leading the debate. There'll be many more debates on the Bible, the Quran, and modern science. And in fact, I want to share one more thing with you, which I almost forgot. You know, it's very important to understand why the Christians are running. You see, the Christians, like Christian Prince and all these people, they are running away because and Sam Shimon and all these people, because they know that there's scientific errors in the Bible. Dr. Zakir Naik had a debate with William Campbell some 25 years ago. He sent shockwaves through the born-again Christian community, and they will never allow a debate like that to happen again. That's why all that when we debate, you know, Quran and science, and as you can see over here, the Christians, they sit on the sidelines. They will not go in there because what's called scientific errors in the Bible are indefensible. You cannot defend them. And this is what we saw with the case with Sam Shimon. So if you looked at my last debate with him, he actually conceded, yes, there are scientific errors in the Bible, which leads to suffering in children. He conceded to all of that. In my debate with Jay Smith on Quran and science, you see, we asked him about the scientific errors in the Bible, and he could not defend the fact that the Bible has a virginity test for little girls, and this contradicts modern science because we now know that there's women who will not bleed on a bed sheet due to their not having a hymen, and they could break easily, and it goes on. And then, of course, there's sexually abused girls. Why would you subject them to a virginity test? It's crazy. And he couldn't even defend it. So the Christians know that it's going to do horrible damage to the Bible if you engage in debate. And finally, they know that the Quranic scientific evidence is unchallengeable. Debate victory after debate victory has proved that. They've seen these debates. They know they cannot compete at our level. When it comes to intelligent debate, the Christians on modern science, the Christians are gone. They are hiding, and because of the points which I pointed out to you. So we are going to be having more debates on the Quran and modern science. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you can get updated on the latest and greatest debates. And we, once again, I will extend that invitation for CP to participate in some meaningful way in these discussions and debates. So we'll keep you posted. Thanks a lot.